On this episode, we're going to discuss how can you scale your business during this pandemic.
Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel by pressing the subscribe button and the notification icon below. We upload videos every week.
Is it possible? Well, we do have a lot of facts and we have discussed, and we are quite busy with all our accounts. I know that the team at Psych, right? The team at Psych is working. What's that? The team at Psych is working day and night with their content, especially on the content end. Um, there's a lot of people out there who their business is just unfortunately closed. Restaurants and events, sports events, music events, and they are having a lot of difficulty. And we understand that everyone is having a tough time. Being an entrepreneur and a business person or a marketer means that you need to fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a really difficult 2020, but it's proven that brands that increase their spending, and I'm not only talking about budget wise, I'm talking about your time. It is documented that during recessions, look 10 years back, there was a small recession here in the U.S., and brands who were investing their time and money, they increased their market share as soon as the aftermath came. So basically, what we are expecting is that we're expecting the same. These are times to start consolidating efforts and start building the brand. But I mean it. You have to start building your brand during these times, or reinventing yourself or your company. You need to work on the image of the brand and the positioning of that brand. Increase your audience. These are times where the consumer behavior has changed quite a lot. The Generation X is subscribing even more to the online devices and online accounts. So, and even I caught myself and some family members subscribing to Disney Channel. We already had Netflix, so we kind of decided to jump to Disney Channel and then HBO. And then when you realize we have all of these online accounts that we are actually paying for that service. So you have more users at home, so you have the audience more open for suggestions, what to do with their time. So this is the great time to start building your brand, creating a lot of content, fixing your web pages, your points of contacts. So let's talk about this for a second, and I'm gonna give you 3 tips of things that how can you scale your business. First of all, forget about this year having a really good year in profits. At least try to think, how can we survive this year and build a brand, a bigger brand. Concentrate on your awareness phase. We do have a few Google Ads campaigns and PPC campaigns running with different clients, but our recommendation, my personal suggestion, is to split that budget into, yes, the PPC and the search campaigns, but also put some money apart for not retargeting right now. I wouldn't even invest in a lot of retargeting. Maybe 40% in search ads. It all depends on your industry, but this is kind of something that I'm working with different brands, and it's kind of 30 to 40% on your search ads, and then 40% to 30 to on your awareness, and maybe 20% on your retargeting. Right now, people, yes, are people that are buying. If your product is an online, a digital product, then yes, you can definitely invest more money, because there's a lot of people right now. You have the perfect storm for your business. But if you are a restaurant, or you are another kind of business that is getting really affected, like small shops and I don't know, tattoo parlors, and you can start creating content and start sharing your knowledge and sharing everything that you can do to increase your audience and to develop your brand. In terms of big departments and big companies, I'm going to give you 3 tips that will help you and your company succeed during these times. Basically, number one, you need to research your customer. Maybe you have a new market, a new target market. Maybe you can get a new audience. Maybe your product or your service. Maybe you can add more or change the kind of products that you have. You have to run through that exercise. You have to do the math and think if that is something that you can actually develop, if you can change your products. Let me give you an example. In the wine and spirits, we're seeing now that they have takeouts on the restaurants, and they are including the drinks. So they have to reinvent themselves. Restaurants now are adding online services. They are making sure their menus are online. They are actually open. They have we have a lot of restaurants that are opening new services like delivery, and you can order online. So there's a lot of opportunity out there for those who wants to actually find those opportunities. I know it's a difficult time, but the first thing you need to do is to research your market. Instead of cutting the market research budget, you need to know more than ever how your customers are redefining value and responding to this recession. This COVID-19 is changing the way our market and the entire audience is behaving. So number one, start doing some research. Look around. Look at your Google Analytics. If you have that installed, that will give you an idea. If you are spending quite a lot of money, over $20,000 per month, maybe this is the time to actually cut on part of your budget and really just let running whatever is working on the search campaigns, but then add more money towards the awareness phase and sit down with your team, come up with a really good plan and a really good brainstorming and a really good campaign that you can grow your business. So do your research and try to see where is your audience. What are the new trends? Maybe you can offer a new service that is online, that starts online, and then you can finish everything by delivering the product or just letting them know, hey, I'm gonna be on the phone with you. Oh, let's do a video call. So there are other choices. Remember, if you don't do anything, someone is gonna do it for you. Remember that if you don't do anything, if you don't put your entire team to act upon the challenges that we have with this COVID-19, someone else is going to do it for you. So this is the time to put up the work and start doing some research on that new behavior. Then focus on family and values. This is the time to connect emotionally brands with people. If you focus on family and values, everyone right now is at home. Everyone is sharing more and getting together. If you can bond and be part of somehow of that situation, I guarantee you that after this recession is over, your brand will grow. I guarantee you that, and not because it's me. Just look at other recessions and other brands. Do your research. Please, number 2 for this podcast. Number 2, you have to bond emotionally and connect emotionally with your audience or your target market. So number 1, do your research. Make sure that you're not missing anybody on your selection of that target market. And then number two, try to design your content in a way that connects emotionally to that target market. And then number three will be keep spending money on your marketing. Like I said, you can analyze what kind of strategy do you want to do. Of course, you have the analytics. You should know. If you don't know, then you have to do something with your analytics and your tracking codes. You have to know what's happening, what's working, and what's not. How do you know this? On Google Analytics, if you have Google Analytics, there's one thing that will tell you right away if a customer came to your website and purchase a product or end up signing, maybe fill out a form. That will be two kinds of conversions. There's another section on Google Analytics that will show you assisted conversions. Between those two, you will know if what campaigns are working better. Number one, if those ads are actually converting users. And number two, if those ads are bringing high quality traffic that will convert eventually. We will have other podcasts talking about conversions, but at this point, you have to know what's working and what's not. If you do not have a really good analytics, then my point number 4 is just to review and change all your tracking codes, your analytics, your website. This is the perfect time also to, not for a downtime, but try to talk to your web developers so that they can create or fix your website in some other server. We call it a staging or production site. And then you can fix your website and fix all the content so that you can relaunch it and try to connect with that user. Look at all the platforms that you have. Look at your website on mobile. And remember, the audience is out there. It's time to change. You need to change, but don't cut on spending. This is the time to start spending smart than ever. And with PPC or Google or LinkedIn or Facebook ads, you can change the budget on a daily basis. I mean, I don't recommend just changing the budget every day, but what I mean is that if you see an ad just spending crazy amount of money, then you can easily stop it and just change the budget towards the ads that are actually working. So I gave you 3 points, 3 important points that you can start right away. Don't cut your spending, spend smarter. That's really important. You should have your analytics in place. The point number 4 was if in case you don't have analytics or any of that. The point number 2, connect emotionally. Design and ask your team to design the content that connects emotionally to what's happening right now. Now, the point is that I'm not saying that you have to create a mini series that will make everyone cry. I'm saying that you have to be part of what's happening right now. You have to become involved with your community, show that off, and share all of that is happening, and be part of what's happening right now. And I guarantee you that you will have a lot of success. And remember to keep doing research. I don't know what's going to happen next month. And I don't know what's going to happen on Q3 or Q4. But that's why it's so important that you keep doing your research. At any point, our market can change. And if your product is selling great amount of, if you have a great amount of profit right now from your product, everything could change. So keep your eyes open and remember to like this YouTube channel. And if you have any other questions, leave me a comment. If you have any ideas for topics, leave me a comment. Visit guidedbizgrowth.com psych.com. We'll be updating and uploading new videos and content every week. And I'll see you at the top.